Okay. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day out there today. I hope you all are doing well. And I look forward to seeing many of you in person next Friday, 12:30, Massillon Museum. We'll be meeting. You can go on their website and register for the classes, and we'll be able to see each other socially distanced. Please wear face masks. And while we're exercising, we'll be outside, and we'll get started. And if you'd like to remove your face mask, you'll be able to do so with us socially distanced. So if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate. Call the Massillon Museum. I think they'll have something posted on their website if they don't already do. So, okay. So, finding our sits bones, setting our intentions of the practice, being kind to ourselves, understanding to our body. And I know, again, I feel a little tight. I think changing in routines, transitioning from the heat of the summer into August, late August and September, change of seasons, transitions are sometimes difficult for us. So, with that in mind, let's calm our mind, find our breath, and begin to bring energy to our focus. Close your eyes or soft gaze with your breath, maybe placing one hand on your lower abdomen, other hand on the chest, and feeling just the natural rise of the inhalation, and with your exhalation, feeling that contract. So with the rise, inhalation, exhalation. Two more breaths. Placing our hands by our hips, switching our legs, fingers pointed towards your feet, pressing into the earth, taking your gaze up towards the horizon, maybe even up towards the sky, opening up your heart, taking some deep breaths. Let's do 3. And releasing. Clasping our fingers behind, taking those shoulder blades together. 3 nice breaths. Bending forward, Taking 3 deep breaths. Stretching forward. Coming back up, releasing. Taking your fingertips to your shoulders. And let's take it to the right. Left elbow up in the air, right elbow down to the side, and back and forth. At your own pace. Does not have to be quick, just intentional. One more on each side. Loosening up our spine. Bringing our hands to our knees. Dropping our chin to our chest. Taking our gaze down and up. And down and up. And again, during the practice, if you feel any pinching or binding, back out of that movement. Otherwise, breathe through it and use your breath. Let's take our gaze to the right and left, and right and left, and move through this movement a few times. One more time, each side, and find ourselves in a neutral position. Taking our right hand out on the mat. Let's play the piano on our mats. Taking our left ear to left shoulder. Finding a nice elongated stretch. And let's play our fingers, just tapping them gently, one finger at a time. Pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb. Pinky, ring, index, thumb. And placing the right hand on the right knee, taking the left arm out on the mat. And we'll play the piano there, dropping our right ear to our right shoulder, tapping our fingers on the mat, elongating the left side. Nice stretch. Very good. Let's do some rotations of our trunk. We'll start counterclockwise, small, and with each rotation, making it a little bit larger. One more time. Coming to neutral. Let's change the position of our feet. If ever sitting cross-legged is uncomfortable, you can always extend your legs out as well. So let's go the other way. Let's go clockwise. Starting small, adding a little bit larger rotation each time. Okay. one more. And we'll find ourselves in a neutral, sitting up neutral position. Taking our hands out. Let's take our fingers of our right, pressing our left palm back, just stretching through, folding our hand down, and changing hands, placing the left hand, nice stretch through the wrist. Let's do some rotations, starting small, and let's add a little bit bigger, maybe even taking them out to the side. And then let's do the other way and bring them closer together. Nice. Okay, taking our legs out, straight in front of you, placing your hands next to your hips for support. Notice your spine elongated. Don't want you crunched over, but extending, flexing those feet. Let's lift and lower our right leg. So we'll lift and lower, lift and lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And we'll do the other one. Lift and lower, lift and lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You may feel that through your quads, so let's give them a little bit of love, massage them. And let's put our hands back for support next to our hips. And let's point and flex, and point and flex, and point. So your legs are engaged. Point, flex. 2 more times. Okay, nice. Shake those out. Bringing the right knee up towards your chest and taking your left arm, wrapping it around. Nice twist, taking your gaze over your right shoulder. Your left leg should still be engaged, so we don't want any lazy legs this morning. And bringing that left or the right leg over the left knee, going onto your left arm, taking your reach of your right arm up to the sky. Nice. Lifting those hips off the mat. Nice stretch. No holding of breath. Shake your tongue around, shake your jaw around. Coming down. Taking that foot. Bringing the left leg up. Wrapping your right arm around the left leg. Nice twist. Taking your gaze over your right shoulder or your left shoulder. Right leg should be engaged. Untwist your spine, taking that left foot over the right leg, pushing your hips up off the mat, right arm on the floor, left arm up in the air. Again, if you find yourself clenching your jaw, not breathing, make sure you take a couple deep breaths. Coming down, taking your legs, cobbler pose, sitting up straight, elongated spine, and let's just rock back and forth in this pose. Rock back and forth. Find a neutral. If this is too intense, go ahead and cross your legs. You can cross them. If you have your block handy, let's go out. And we'll do it on the highest level this morning. And just breathe into a nice shoulder stretch. Feel this in your groin as well. Nice stretch. Use your hands on your knees, bring your legs up, and let's open in a straddle, elongating, putting our hands back by our hips, and let's give a little bit of love, sending our heart up to the sky. One more deep breath. If we have our strap handy, or your fingers, grabbing your big toe or placing your strap around the bottom of your feet, bending into that right side, opening up to the left. You can take the gaze towards your knee, or you can take your gaze up towards the sky. Inhaling and exhaling into that fold. Coming up, folding in to the left side, taking the right arm up, having that strap around the ball of your foot. Breathing into that, no holding of the breath. You can also always place your tongue in the roof of your mouth and just let it kind of play around with the inside of your teeth. Coming up, and we'll take our block again on the highest or whatever's comfortable and bend into a forward fold. Breathing into that with the inhalation, coming out, and with the exhalation, folding a little bit deeper into that forward bend. Legs are still engaged. Nice muscles. And we'll come up. We'll move on to our knees for table. Supporting our hands Under our shoulders, knees hip distance apart, toes tucked under, and we'll lift our knees gently off the mat. And we'll hold this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming down, going into child's pose. At any time during the practice, feel free to come into child's pose. We'll push back up, tuck our toes under, lifting our knees off the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing our knees down, tucking our toes under, and coming into child's pose. 2 cleansing breaths. We'll do that one more time, tucking our toes under, bringing our knees off the mat, and we'll hold this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming down, and let's move back slowly onto the top of our thighs or the top of our shins and calves. Tucking our toes under, feeling those toes expand, opening up the arches of our feet. You can go in and out of it if this is too much. Go into table, tuck your toes under, always use a block, and sit back on a block. Again, you can tuck your toes under, sitting back. My block's not quite big enough or high enough right now. There. Maybe this is better for you as well. If it's the first time you've done it, don't overdo it. So we'll remove our block and let's push into our first downward dog of the day. Lifting up our knees, walking our dog. Breathing into it. Make sure our fingers are spread wide. Nice stance. Let's wag our tails side to side. Maybe even bending our legs a little bit. Really feeling the elongation of our spine and of our tails. Coming down onto our knees and into child's pose. Cleansing breath. One more. Back up to table. Lifting our knees up. Going into downward dog where we'll meet. And into plank. You can also put your knees on the mat if plank is not in your practice today. So put your knees down and slowly lowering yourself to the ground, coming up in a baby cobra. So our shoulder blades are down, away from our ears, coming together in our backs, towards our elbows, and release. We'll push up into down or upward dog and downward dog. We will meet. Very nice. Taking the right foot up and bringing it towards our right elbow and taking it back. And we'll do this 2 more times. Bringing the right foot down and the left foot up. Bringing it towards our elbow. Left knee to left elbow. 1 more time. And downward dog to child's pose. 3 cleansing breaths. Very nice. You can always come down into child's pose. Back to our knees. Taking our knees off, we'll meet in downward dog. And let's walk our feet up to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Halfway up. Forward fold. Bending our knees. Let's do a little ragdoll here. Kind of twisting, wagging our tail. Turn this way. Forward fold. Halfway up. Exhalation, forward fold. Bending our legs. Hands up overhead to prayer and heart center. We'll go up to the top of our mat. Taking our right foot back, going into warrior 2. Finding warrior 2, taking your gaze over that front middle finger, noticing your shoulders down. They shouldn't be up by your ears, but down. Coming up, hands overhead and extending. And if you have your block handy, let's go into a triangle. We'll do a high triangle. So if you want to have your block in your hand, pick it up, moving forward till you can't go any further forward, going into triangle. Notice your alignment, opening up. Nice. Bringing your block back up and moving your feet up to the front of the mat. Taking your left foot back. So our left foot back, going into warrior 2. holding it, but don't hold your breath. Coming up, hands overhead, straighten that front leg, and you can grab your block or you can open up your arms, hinge forward at the hip, bringing your block down, triangle. Don't clench your jaw, breathe. Nice opening. And bring our block up and heel toe your feet together or step to the top of the mat. We'll straddle, taking your left leg back. So you're straddling the mat. We'll continue to have our block, bending forward, forward fold. Hands can be on the block or on the ground. And let's walk over to the right foot. So we can walk, up, walk. Nice stretch through the left side. And over to the right. So nice stretch through the right side. Coming back to the center. And a couple cleansing breaths. And let's heel toe our feet together a little bit. Coming into goddess. Goddess arms. Have your arms on your knees for support, or goddess. Coming up to star. Let's go down into goddess. And coming up to star. This time when we go down into goddess, let's lift the heels. We'll alternate. So coming into goddess, lifting the right heel and left and right and left. We'll do one side each again, and then we'll come back up to our star. Coming to mountain pose. Shaking out our feet, our legs. Let's scan our bodies. Get a sense of any tightness, any locations that we may need to send some additional energy. Two more breaths. And let's do some tree pose today. If you'd like to use something as support, you can find some support. Make sure it's stable. And we'll start grounding our left leg, lifting and lowering our right, just finding the support of that left leg. You don't need to use something. And when you think you have the support of that left leg, go ahead and place for tree. Find a spot to gaze at, 6 to 8 feet in front of you, something that's not moving. And see if you have your arm or fingers using support. Maybe play around with those tree branches. Maybe even try closing your eyes and see where that takes you this morning. Okay, we'll come out of that. Shake it out. Shake it out. And we'll do the other side. So finding, excuse me, finding the strength of that right leg yielding to the earth, lifting and lowering that left leg, lift and lower. And when you're ready, placing that left leg finding a spot to cast your gaze on, to focus on, and seeing if you have something supporting you, try to take your fingers off. If you don't have anything supporting you, try to change your hand position, see where that takes you. And then for a moment, try and close your eyes and see where that takes you. And it's a little bit of a challenge to keep those eyes closed and to stay focused on yielding to the earth. Okay, let's come out of that. Oh, I stayed in it so long, stuck to my mat. Okay, shaking those legs out. Let's find our invisible seat. Taking our arms up overhead, hands to prayer. You can stay here, or if you'd like to do a fold forward and a twist to the right, and back to center, and a fold forward and to the left. And don't forget to breathe. Sit back a little bit more, and let's come up. Forward fold. Swan dive down. Exhale. Inhale halfway up. Forward fold. Grabbing our elbows. Let's do a little ragdoll. Nice. Releasing your elbows. Let's go up into our invisible chair. And we'll go through. You can stay here, or you can fold and twist. Coming to the center and fold and twist to the other side. Coming to the center, forward fold, exhale. Inhale, halfway up, forward fold, exhale. Bending the legs, bringing the arms up overhead to heart center. And not using our hands, we'll see if we can sit down on our mats. Seated, laying back. If you have your strap handy, that would be great. Arms out to a T, right leg up and down. So we did this movement at the beginning of the practice in a seated position, and you know your range of motion there. Just notice your range of motion. We'll do this 2 more times with the right leg and place it next to the left foot, next to the right foot, taking your left leg up and taking it up and down. Noticing the range of motion. 2 more times. And let's bend that left leg in towards our chest and taking it in the right hand, taking it over to the left. So we have our left knee twisting through our midline. Nice twist. Coming back to neutral spine, taking that knee in the left hand, opening up to the left. Nice. Bringing it back to center, taking it down, bringing the right leg up, bringing the right knee into the left palm, twisting over to the left. Nice twist in the spine. Bringing that right leg through the midline, taking that right knee in the right palm, opening it up to the right. Bringing that right leg in, hugging both the right and the left knee, and just rocking back and forth. Rocking back and forth. Taking the legs and extending the feet towards the sky, towards the sky. Let's lift and lower them one at a time. So right leg down, up, left, down, and up. Go through these movements, a couple rotations. Do a little bit of stomach work, abs, and one more on each side. How about that? Okay, hugging into into the chest, the knees. Taking those legs up again, and let's lift our arms right towards the left ankle, left towards the right. So let's just cross over and do this a couple times. Again, doing a little ab work. You think as many times as I do these, I'd have a flatter stomach, but that's why we work at it a little bit each day. Okay, one more time, each side, and bringing those legs in, rocking them back and forth. Bottom of the feet together, knees extended out, scanning the body, hands on the stomach, taking some deep breaths, 2 more. Taking your hands, moving the knees together, thighs together, feet mat distance apart, arms out to a T. Let's dial those knees to the left and right, and left and right. 2 more times. And we will meet with our knees pointed towards the sky. Taking our legs long. We'll do a starfish. Arms up and a star. Extending the left leg and the right arm. Left leg, right arm, release. And then the right leg, left arm, release. Let's move through that, doing right leg, left arm, release. Right arm, left leg, release. Right leg, left arm, release. Left leg, right arm, release. Right leg, left arm, release. And one more time on each side. Moving into Shavasana, scanning our body, noticing the energy, letting our feet splay open, arms at the side, palms up. Scanning from our toes up through our legs, into our trunk, up our spine, into our shoulders, and down through our arms to our fingertips. Back up our arms, into our shoulders, into our spine, up through our neck and into our head, finding ourselves in our mind's eye. With the next inhalation, start to find a little bit of movement in your fingers and toes. Rolling over to one side. Okay, take a couple cleansing breaths. And slowly come up into a seated position. Scanning our body. I appreciate you all joining in this journey of the last 6 months. And I hope to see several of you next week, beginning next week at the Massillon Museum, 12:30 on Friday. And I look forward to practicing in person. Bringing our hands to heart center. Namaste.